Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the Manticore. It's on the south spawn of Fisherman's Bay and it's under the command of the BassmanFromHell. Yes, we've got another replay in. And in fact, we've got quite a few still to get through. You wouldn't believe how many he sent in. And that's one of the reasons why sometimes you get delayed replays, because somebody sends in a huge batch of replays. Not all at once, not at the same time. They just send them in, a lot of them, all to do with the same tank over a period of time. And you end up with a huge pile of replays, which you try to get done, but of course they can't get done because there are other replays in the way. And you don't want to disappoint too many people by not getting their replays done. And so you only do a few or none at all, and they just have to sit there and wait until I've got a spare moment. At the moment I decided to get a spare moment in and do some of Bassman's, because we did a Manticore replay for Cross of St. George, as you may recall. So he's sitting in the bush. He's not fully in the bush, so he could get spotted by those guys if they move from that position, but they're not moving yet. The UDIS is now, so he has to get into the bush. Okay, so he did the right thing there. He got in before he was spotted. The UDIS are getting too close now. He's going to get proximity spotted. He's not careful. He has to pull back. I think he was within the 15 meter or 30 meters. He's trying to stay within the bush to avoid getting spotted by the UDIS. I think he got away with it. He didn't get spotted. No sixth sense went off. The UDIS, well, we can't see him because he's over the bank. There he is. Okay, so Bassman could hit him, but if he did, there's an awful lot of his teammates behind him who would suddenly put around in his direction. So he very, very carefully skirted that one to now being between two enemy units, and well, at risk. He could hit that UDIS. He could do him some damage, but remember the alpha's only 390. Oh, he did. He dared to do it, but now he's in a whole world of trouble, because remember he's got a long reload and he's only got 20 rounds, and oh, that's what I feared might happen. A tank destroyer hits him from behind, and he's now lost 2/3 of his hit points very, very quickly. But at the moment he's actually in a dip where the enemy can't get easy shots on him because those bushes are in the way. But he's decided to retreat. I'm hoping that the gorilla doesn't see him again before he gets behind cover. Yeah, that's the problem with the temptation to shoot. You think, yeah, I'll get away with it. Unfortunately, on this occasion, he didn't, because the enemy saw him. He was just too close to the bushes, and the enemy could see him. He's knocked that tree down, but his teammate's not being very helpful there. Okay, he's reloaded. You only get 20 rounds of ammo with the Manticore. I may have mentioned that before. It is a kind of handicap because it restricts the amount of damage you do, and you have that long reload. And that's partially down to the fact that the commander is also the loader and the gunner. So the driver has to keep his hands on the wheel. He can't get involved with reloading the gun at all. So the commander, whoa! I'm going to say that was entirely deliberate and planned, which is what the Russian army is doing at the moment. They're saying that, oh no, that was planned. That was planned. Don't worry. I was going for the extra style points. Well, millions would believe you, but yes, some won't. Okay, enemy tank, MX-30, takes the hit, and it's a high roll. Yeah, that's what happens when you're not looking where you're driving, I think, in the end. I think he did, actually. He might have planned it, but for a second I thought he might flip over. Anyway, I was going on around the shells. You only get 20, and the driver has to keep his hands on the wheel to avoid doing things like that. The commander, on the other hand, well, he's got to turn around, dip into the ammo rack, which is actually behind the turret, next to the fuel tank, and then he's got to pull that up and put it into the gun, which is an oscillating turret. So it's a fixed gun within the turret, and the turret just moves up and down to give you the elevation, and of course then he also controls the azimuth. He has to swivel the turret round to aim at the enemy. So he's got 3 jobs basically. He's the radio operator, the gunner, and the commander. Oh, 4 jobs, the loader as well, sorry. So yeah, he's got a lot to do, and that's one of the reasons why Wargaming have given it such a high reload time, for 13.42 seconds. And I can't tell you the amount that Bassman's got at the moment, but I think if I remember correctly, it's something like 12 and a half. He's knocked a second off. The reason I can't show you at the moment is down to the fact that this is a Virgin client, because if I tried to run this program on a modded client, you can't get the sound, and if you try to run it by just pressing home, you lose that. You get that funny thing in the corner, and I didn't want that to obstruct what we were actually seeing during the game. Okay, from this position he can't be seen by anyone. The enemy tanks don't know he's here. He's a light tank, so he's well covered by that bush. Our tank destroyers behind us, well, they're sitting in the hedgerow. They're only able to help if we can see something. Now he's only got 455 hit points, so one shot from that griller and he's toast. But we can see the UDAs and he keeps popping up, and that's a kill. Oh, and the enemy did try to fire at him, hit the ground just in front of him. The ground kicked up. I think that Foch was lined up on him, but just didn't get the shot on target. Okay, back into the bush again. Temptation might be for the Foch to just blind fire the bush and see if anyone's at home. It's also that Striv. Oh, now he's popped out. Has he been spotted? No. Well, that's interesting. Now, as you know, it's a very low tank. Very, very low, very small. But it actually has decent power in the engine. It's only 530 horsepower, but it's such a light weight. It's only 13 tons. And that gives it an impressive 42.74 horsepower per ton. And that's why this little thing can accelerate and keep going at fairly high speed. He was very careful there to actually place himself with bushes between him and the enemy. Oh! That was monster, that one. He's up to 6,680 spotting assist already. He's having a great game when it comes to spotting. And he has done some damage already. He's decided to go forward now. We know that there was a Striv 103B seen in this area. Now, are we proxy spotting? Nobody's behind this bush. There's the Striv. And he's a one-shot. Well, the enemy, our teammates managed to try to hit him. They managed to splash him and stun him, but they didn't kill him. Ooh, that guy over there. He's out. That's his second kill, but he did get spotted, and the Striv will know he's here now. They just don't know from which direction he's going to come, from which set of bushes. I would not be surprised if he's in siege mode right now, aiming in this direction. Hopefully our guys will be able to blind fire the bushes. The Gorilla, well, he was seen over there. And there's the TVP T5051. And that's some spotting assist there. 656 takes it up to 7.3k of spotting. Now he can take out the Striv 103B if he's around this corner. He's not here. He's moved over. Okay, probably behind the tree line, just over from the lake. Now, if he comes up this way, he's got the bushes in his favour. He might be able to spot the Striv from behind, but the Striv might know all of a sudden he has been spotted. And he has been spotted. He's in the corner. My God, he got close to him. He's trying to get a shot. It's the angle. There you go. That was a worthwhile shot. And the enemy's now down to just 5 tanks. It wasn't the Striv 103B, I think, that we were looking... Oh, no, it was the one we were looking for. But there's another Striv 103B out here somewhere. And the enemy Manticore's now been spotted. Can he get a shot? He's just over a ridgeline up near the houses. Well, it was worth a try. But it's the... Over here, there's a Striv 103B somewhere close by. There's the Manticore. You can hit him this time. Long range shooting. Oh! Robbed! He was robbed. The shell ricocheted off him. And that Manticore... Oh, he's gone. So that's more... Is it more spotting? Well, that's more actual damage. He just took out the enemy object 140. And there's now only 3 enemy tanks left. So, can he find that Striv? Is he over the other side of the map? He must be in the trees here somewhere. Or in the bushes, rather. Surely. Well, he's been requested to platoon with the Progetto 65 and he's found them. And there's the gorilla. Now, it'd be nice to get him. Oh, and he does. That pays him back for that 600 odd hit points that we lost. Now, can he get the Striv as well? He's 1 away from getting a top gun. He could do this. Use the wreck for cover. No, he's hiding in the trees now. I saw a bush go down, or a tree go down, rather, I should say. And it's right next door to that house. It's on the right-hand side of it. So he knows he can move up as far as here, but if he keeps moving forward, it's getting closer and closer. And there's the Striv. Now, he's got the bush mechanic in his favour. Just see the top of him. He's rocking backwards and forwards. Oh, fantastic shot! It was a low roll. It was all he had left, 366, but somebody else got a hit on him just at the moment we fired as well, and that's the end of his game. Biz 55, this is the last enemy, tier 10 Czech heavy tank with that 2-shot gun. He needs to be careful because that gun is very good. Oh, and he's gone! And that's it, the end of the game, and he got his top gun. The bassman from hell told me he does love his Manticore, and you can see why. He got an ace tanker out of that game. He also picked up a spotter badge for spotting at least 1,000 hit points of damage. It was quite a bit more than that in the end. As well as the duelist for taking down 2 enemy tanks that damaged him. A fire for effect for doing more damage than hit points for his own vehicle. And he got some extras as well. He got a brothers in arms because he platooned with that Progetto 65. They both had at least 3 kills. In fact, Bassman picked up 6 in the end, and that's why he's got a top gun. And he also got a patrol GT out of that one for being the only one spotting 6 enemy tanks whilst they were damaged. And the win rate from that one was 4,117, which is Super Unicum standard. Let's have a look at the team score and see where he was. Well, he didn't get the highest damage in this game, but that went to the Striv 103B on his own team, who actually got a Confederate for 4,252, so he probably didn't get 20% of the enemy hit pool, but he probably came close or close-ish. The second highest damage in the game turned out to be the Progetto 65 that Bassman had platooned with, and he got 4,070. And the third highest damage went to the Jaegeru, the Jagdpanzer E100, who got 4,039. And the Bassman getting 2,330, and that's higher than any of the players on the enemy team. When it came to kills, he definitely scored the highest number with 6. The Progetto 65 came out of the battle with 5 in that one. If only he killed the Viz 55 at the end, then I think actually he would have been a very happy bunny because he would have had 6 as well. And between them, the platoon would have got a crucial contribution from that battle. But as it was, I'm afraid all he got was the brothers in arms. But it was a very good game from his perspective as well. And when it came to the next highest, that was the gorilla on his team. And he only got 2 kills out of that game. So you can see there's relatively few kills from the enemy team. They only got 5 in total from that battle. Yes, between them, Bassman and the Progetto 65, Solipsistor, I think that's his name. Yes, they did a good game between them, 11. When it came to Base XP, Bassman got that one with all the spotting he did. 1,371. It's a good score for a base score for a light tank. 910 went to the Progetto 65, 865 went to the Strib 103B, and of course he got the Confederate in the highest damage. Let's have a look at detail. Bassman only fired 11 rounds in that game, so he still had 9 left at the end of the game. That's a lot. He got 10 direct hits on the enemy and 8 penetrations. I think one of the shots that he failed to get a penetration with was the enemy Manticore at long range. 2,330 hit points of damage, of which 552 were done at more than 300 meters. So yes, he did do some long range shooting, but most of it was close range. 2 hits received, both penetrations. Well, you know that the armor on this vehicle is virtually non-existent. The turret's got the best armor, it's 80 millimeters, but the front of the hull is only 50. Everywhere else, even a tier 1 tank could penetrate it. So 2 penetrations into the body, 8 enemy vehicles spotted, 7 enemy vehicles damaged, 6 killed, and look at that, 7,951 hit points of spotting assist. That really was beneficial to his team, and he did get into some fairly dangerous positions. And that moment when the UDIS went past him, I was almost heart in mouth. I thought, yeah, surely he's going to get a proximity spot as that guy goes past. But he didn't. He managed to move bushes without that UDIS seeing him, and without the guys behind him seeing it either, and kept far enough away that there was no way the UDIS knew that there was somebody already behind him. He must have, well, his sixth sense would have told him that there was somebody there, but he just didn't know where they were. He just couldn't tell. He earned 76,193 credits from the battle, 65,000 for completing a mission, 141,193 credits altogether, and after repair, ammunition, resupply and consumables, came away with a profit of 73,190 credits. He got 7 bonds because it was tier 10, and 2,056 XP, but no multipliers, so that's all the experience points he came away with. But yet another battle that proves that the Bassman really loves his Manticore, and he's getting great results in it. And we've got more replays featuring him, so do stick around, and one of those will be coming up hopefully very shortly. Thanks for watching.